highlight some of the, me and Mayor got this Batman and Robin stick. He tells you the what, I tell you the how. And I think that's something that's very important as we look through this. For me, I just want to highlight that as I look around the room and look around the dais, and I look at this legislation, I see each and every one of you in it, whether it is, making sure that, so the first thing is, and he gave props to Council Member Robertson, but I'll do the same because I think we talk about legislation sometimes as if old legislation wasn't good. And I disagree with that. I think the legislation on the books was actually excellent for that time. But the situation has changed a little bit. And now, in all of your wisdom, you've decided that we need to do something that's not necessarily better, but different and more appropriate for today. And that's something I would give you all credit for. And her as one of the deans of the council, I just want to call that out. When I look at Councilmember Abubakar and her focus on making sure that we're reauthorizing this thing and making sure that we're not just writing a blank check, but that we're looking and evaluating on a regular basis. Talked earlier with Councilmember Trammell about, hey, my seniors, man, what we gonna do about my seniors? Talking to Councilmember Lynch, making sure that folks have an opportunity to get their first home. Looking at our lawyer who's like, man, I need good legislation coming from each side of the aisle to make sure that this is something that we can look at on a regular basis. I'll go across the gamut because our president and our vice president looking at things and saying, hey, we're looking at something that we can all come together on and we all play a role in this so we have that joint accountability. I've spoken to Councilmember Robertson, who's been, I'll say, the linchpin of pulling this together and holding us both accountable, but also wanting to hear how we're going to get this done and being very forthcoming and making sure that we have that level of accountability.